Welcome to Papa Junk Shop. Well, I got the coils back off the mount, and I'm gonna take half of these coils and parallel the other half so we get twice as much current. And I'm thinking it's going to have to run faster to make enough voltage to come up to the charge. So first thing I'm going to do is get all these marked. I'm going to number them all the way around, and then I'm going to take a red marker where the red wire goes and mark red, the blue marker, mark the blue, and the yellow marker I'm going to leave plain because I don't have a yellow marker. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. That way it'll ensure that I'm cutting the right part. So I'll go ahead and do that off camera. Okay, so I numbered them all the way around. There's 36 of them. And I marked halfway, which would be 18. And what I need to do is take these last three coils of this first section, 16, 17, and 18, and I need to take the wire that's coming from the outside, in other words the last wrap on number 16, I need to take that wire and cut it. And that would be the beginning of 19. I need to do the same with 17. Follow this and cut it. And then 18. Follow that and cut it. And I'll take these three wires and clean the enamel off them. And they'll be twisted together. Same as it is over here on the end, because that will now be the end of this section. And these three wires will become the beginning of this section, which is already, the three are already tied together here. So I'll actually have two sections generating, and then we'll put them in parallel so we get twice as much current. And I'm thinking that should bring the RPM up a little bit too, because it won't be loading the water wheel down as much. So I'm going to go ahead and get those cut and cleaned, and when I get that done I'll come back and show you. Okay, I got them all cut. So this is 18, 17, and 16, and this is 19, 20, and 21. These three will go together. These three will have separate wires that will go back over here to the output terminals. So I'm going to get the enamel all cleaned off of them, get them tinned, and I'm going to find some wires to run around, and I'll be back. Okay, before I go any further, I just want to confirm that everything is what I think. So I just got my ohm meter here, and we'll check each one of these. Yep, I know, hopefully you can hear it beeping. Yep, yep. Okay, I can do the same with this one. Just look here. Yep, okay, so, and there shouldn't be anything here. And there isn't. Okay. So I have selected some wires to go from these three over to here, and I've tinned this. And I know a lot of the guys, well, when they're breaking it up into smaller sections, they run these great big heavy wires around. And I understand why they're running the heavy wires, because there's going to be more current, but I think they're going a little bit overboard. I decided that I'm going to use some of the wire that was originally in the washer. It's the same size as the wires on the coils, so it'll make it a lot neater when I go back to these terminals, because I'm just going to leave these there for now. Like I say, this is all just kind of a trial thing. If it works out, I can always upgrade things. I'm not so sure these terminals are going to be up to the task if it really does get to the point where it's going to make some current. So I'm going to go ahead and put one of these in. Let's see, we'll start with the red one right here. And the red one here is here. So I'm going to try to make a kind of an inline splice, I guess you would call it. Get a little bit of a wrap around it. Now, that's not gonna fly, is it? Can't really get enough of a wrap. Well, maybe. Probably fly off there when I touch it with a soldering iron. No, I think we got it. Yeah. And I'm just going to put some heat shrink up there. And once I get the other ones done, tuck it all in and make it neat. So I'll get those done and I'll be back. Now I got her all back together. I got that light bulb on there again. And I must admit I am a little more optimistic about it because it turns easier and it's brighter. So it's not quite as nice a day today, but I think take her down and give her a try. But right now it's lunchtime, so I'll see you after lunch and we'll take it down, and I promise I'll do a better job of videoing it. I'll make sure that the camera is recording. Well, I got her vice gripped back on the platform again and the belt on it, and I got the water shut off so I could do that. And I've got a wire running over here, and this one is hooked. This is the new one. I don't have it hooked yet, so I'm gonna go out and turn on the water and we'll see what the original one's doing. And I did look, I am recording this time. Not like I did the last time. Okay, the gate's open. About 3 amps, and we're at about 16 volts. Okay, now let me add this one online. So they're both running now. Okay, gain just hardly enough to mention. Okay, so now let me pop the belt off of the original one. I think I can do it. Okay. So now we're just running on the new one. And that belt is a little bit still not flexible yet. I don't know why we're getting the varying speed here. Doesn't make a lot of sense. Didn't get that with the other one. So it's making considerably more than it did yesterday. So it did help. So at this point, it might be worthwhile to break it into 4 sections, because it's performing almost equal to the other one. See, I don't know why the speed isn't steady, but so I'm going to go up and shut the water off again and hook the original one back up. Okay, so they're both back online. Of course, I had the water shut off for a little while, so we gained a little water, so that's why she's dropping a little bit. So I think I'm to the point where the new one is about equal to the old one. So I might just as well cut each one of those sections in half and wind up with 4 sections parallel. And we'll see what that does. I can always put it back if I have to. I think I'm going to go back out before I disconnect all this, and I'm going to shut the gate part way so there's not very much water, just enough to keep the wheel going and see what we get. Okay, got to cut back. The gate's only open just a little. If you'll be able to see it or not. So if I go too much slower, it'll probably get iffy. So let's go see what we're making now. Now we're down to 1 amp. So I'm going to disconnect my original one here. Okay, that's on just the new one. So it almost looks like that might be. So my original one isn't contributing anything right now, because if we touch the wire on there, it makes no difference. And that makes me wonder whether I should cut that or not. No, like I said, I can always put it back. I don't have the varying speed now either, so I'm blaming that on that new belt being it's still got bumps on it from where it was folded up, so I'm thinking that'll probably straighten up. So I think maybe I'll go ahead and break that into 4 sections and try it. There, we got her broken down into 4 sections of 9 coils. So stick her all back together and I'll see you down at the wheelhouse. Now Well, I got it stuck back together, got the light bulb back on her again, and boy, he really lights her up now. Of course, I can turn it easier. That's encouraging. Okay, we're back at the wheelhouse. I got her all vice gripped in place, belt on, disconnected the original one, so this one's online by itself. Let's go open up the gate. I hit the zoom button while I was cranking. Alright. Well, it's definitely running faster. Oh, that's kind of nice. Ammeter goes to 5 and she's full tilt. Of course, the water level is up good. So let me stick the other one online with it. Wow, that's adding a little bit too. Got a little over 6 amps now. Okay, I'm liking it. I think I'm going to leave it alone. So let me go and we'll turn the gate back down so the water wheel runs real slow and see what kind of output we get. Okay, let's go with that, see if we got anything. And we're down to about a half an amp with that little bit of water. Let's put this original one online with it. Makes no difference. Okay, let me disconnect the new one and hook just the old one up. It does just about the same, maybe not quite as much. So it's looking like the new one might perform better. Alright, I'm going to go back up and open her up again. back up to about 4.5. If you go by that meter, 5 if you go by that one. Okay, took a wander up to the house, take a look at the panel up there, because them meters aren't real. Well, you can tell they're both reading something different. So down there we had what? Well, that meter too again. It said 16 volts. I don't know how accurate it is. We got 12.8 up here. So it's definitely an improvement. So I think we're going to make that a keeper. The only thing is I can't leave it because of that bearing. So this is not a good time of year to be messing with that. So I will probably get a bearing and stuff for it. Get it in it. When it gets warmer out, I can get on there and get the mount straightened up and decent and get her mounted permanent. But I think I like it. Of course, we're going to need to paint it and all that good stuff too. So I guess we'll call this one a video. I'm a little happier today with my results. And if you enjoyed it, give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. See you next time.